is the Motovation Podcast, hosted by Laurie Joy Kingwell and Krissy Vann. That's me. And we're taking you on a little off-roading.
And every single week, we're going to be joined by our dope friend, Richelle from True Grit Moto.
Woo! Hey, I floss.
And every week, we are going to ask each other stupid questions, and we're going to answer them. And why, you may ask? Because we can. All right, this is your Motovation
Off-road edition.
All right. What's a time that you walked into like a wall or a window and you really creamed it?
Creamed what?
That sounded gross.
My pants.
Yeah.
You really creamed your pants. I was like, nope. No. That is not the word I was searching for.
Like, is no one going to say it? Or are we going to let this?
Yeah, I was actually picturing like cream coming down a window or wall on top of it.
I don't know what type of walls and doors you're walking into.
Right? We're all a bunch of teenagers, man. Perverts.
Okay, so when you really, I don't know how to word it. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Like you smack into it.
Yeah, you really
Creamed
Mine
it.
wasn't glass.
There we go, smashed.
Mine was not glass, but I remember being at one of my husband's friends' houses. And I say it that way because I was like new enough that they weren't my friends too yet. You know, you're going through like the entry period of meeting the people. And his dad was super strict. I actually like what I know now. I think he was like quite an asshole, but just that really like strong presence that everyone's slightly afraid of. And obviously everyone's drinking because it's a small town. Everyone's bored. What else would we be doing? And I remember going in to use the bathroom and it was on a patio and the screen door. And I did not see it and went full tilt and took it with me. And the worst part was the big scary dad was just sitting on the couch.
Oh no.
I know. But like, you want to know what's even worse? Like when they don't even speak, it's just, but you can feel their disapproval and dislike for you. And the fact that I was trying to win over this group of friends, mortified. I was a teenager. You're mortified.
Yeah. So what did you do?
Just kept walking.
Yeah. Right. Never went back.
I walked right to my car.
Never went back.
Kept stepping.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. They like, you can't just put that back on there. So shut the glass and we all accepted I'm an idiot.
Oh my God.
It's funny because I met another set of his friends within that time period, very close, and they had an incident. They just moved into an apartment that had a white carpet and I spilt my red wine on the carpet. Oh, so it's like, I was starting to collect these experiences.
I love it. I love that because you're so awesome, you know, and people that are usually doing that shit, people are like, oh God, she's going to be that girl, right. But you're not that girl. You're so dope. You know,
that was my MO.
Freaking funny. You know, that I know somebody that thinks that it was, that they didn't realize that it was, that it was MO and not ammo. They thought it was like AMO.
Was their name Laurie?
Yeah, I was like, why are you spilling my business?
Why are you spilling the tea right now?
Okay, sorry. The MO, or what did they think it was? Ammo?
Yeah, that people were just saying that's my ammo.
Amazing.
Instead of it just being like, you know, M.O.
But now I'm like, what does that mean?
I don't think they knew. I think they just said
no,
it was
but
like,
I use it all the time.
When
I actually don't know what it means.
It's an acronym for
method of operation. Short for modus operandi.
Oh.
Exactly. Yeah.
I'm going to just start saying that. That's my modus operandi.
I love it. That's good. Then people will be like, oh, so it's not MO. Oh man.
I did only learn that like only probably 5 years ago that I'd always say it's a moot point instead of
a moot point.
A moot point. And then once again, Dave got the joy of going, can you say that slower for me? It's a moot point. And he was like,
is it, Laurie? Oh.
And I was like, yeah. So that's fun.
I love Dave.
Fun. He gets a lot of joy whenever you just see the sweet joy of the face of like, oh, how long has she thought that?
Did you just say moot point, babe? You're so cute though. I would let you get away with it. And he was, bless him.
Thanks, dude.
I personally have never done it, but I do have a story. So I used to work at the movie theater in Mission and I would sell popcorn.
Yeah.
And during the day, like there's the doors that are windows, and then there's the windows that are in between. And
Confusing.
yeah, and it was very confusing. And it almost looked like the doors were where it was closed off, but the window that was in between the doors looked like the doors had opened up to where the doors were settling. So it almost looked like one of those like sliding doors, and then that was that. So it looked like every time the movie ended, the doors were open for people to just leave, like as if that's what we had done at the end of the day or the movie. So like, I want to say like 30% of the time, like you would literally like zombies see people walk out of like a night movie. And so it would be like one person would walk and bam, they'd walk into it. And then the person that was, because everybody's so close when they're leaving the theater. And so they're just following that first person. And it would be like 5 or 6 people like bam, 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 bam. And then the people behind would be like, well, that's a freaking window. Like, you guys, whoa, that's a window. Hello, go through the door. And then we'd have to walk up and open the door to be like, no, you guys. And then we'd funnel people through the door. And the reason why I think a lot of people were doing that is because, and I think a lot of theaters do this now, is they stick stickers now on the window because so many people had been doing that. And people were like getting hurt. And I personally thought it was funny as hell.
Yeah,
So
that's a treat.
I started squeegeing and cleaning the windows.
Make it as possible to
yeah,
really,
absolutely, yeah,
really funnel them into the window.
They bought the theater because everybody, you know, we were young. I was like 16, Amazing. 17, and so I got, my nickname was Squeege, and they got me a squeegee. I really I loved squeegeeing the windows.
Now it's Squirt.
Now it's Squirt. I don't know why. So that was my experience with people walking into us, and we'd literally be like, okay, everybody ready? And we'd sit and we'd watch the people, and they would just one after another, you know, what did you call it? Cream themselves.
They would cream themselves up. They would cream themselves.
Against the window.
You know, this is perfect because you just gave the full visual, because my story is I was one of the people.
Okay, yes.
And exactly what you described, not in the movie theater, at Shoppers Drug Mart in Saskatoon, Saskatchewan. And that, like, I'm a big, you guys know this, I fall a lot, I walk into a lot of shit, but this was one of the big ones. And it was that exact thing. You couldn't tell necessarily the glass door slides open, and the way that it slid open had looked as though that was the door. It wasn't. It was just a gigantic glass window. But the kicker is, I was in there with my buddy, and I had ran up to him and kicked him in the ass. And then I went to run away and run in the store because I knew I was getting a kick. And it was instant karma, because I just absolutely like ran straight into the window where it like throws you back. I don't think I fell.
Oh my gosh.
But it like, where you're just like, boo, and you're so stunned. But even like, I also I think it's so funny to fall. I think it's funny to watch it. I think it's funny to do it. All that, like, I get just as much as a kick out of it. So I had one of those like couldn't breathe laughing episodes of just, and him too was just like, well, that dividends, you know, but it was just where you just smoke it and your brain's trying to catch up what even happened.
At least you didn't hurt yourself,
camera.
Because my mom walked full tilt into a Danny Leather and busted her nose.
Oh
yeah.
No.
So it was like embarrassment compounded by injury. And it's like, as she describes it, where she just wanted to get the fuck out of there as fast as possible because you're mortified. But then as you're leaving, you're like, oh, something's happened. Like, I'm actually quite hurt.
Her nose just sideways.
Oh, she came home like with like blood. Like, it was like, and same thing, that stunned face being like, and all I kept thinking was the gold that security footage would be. Like, in modern time, it would have ended up on the internet for sure.
Absolutely.
As would yours.
Oh,
I bet there's compilations actually of people walking into sliding doors. That might be my afternoon.
Right? That's Tiny Joys.
There's 100% compilations out there. Like, let's be honest. And they're probably so good.
Right.
All right, Richelle.
I
question, girl.
I got a haircut recently, and I wore these freaking socks. And now there's nothing but hair in those socks.
Oh,
How does that happen?
Well, because I wore freaking sandals.
Oh,
Okay.
don't they
You
give
ready?
you a cape? I have so many questions.
Yeah, they give you a cape, but I was wearing like slippers, like slipper loafers and socks. I was wearing socks and sandals like one does.
Well,
Like I was some cool guy Joe.
came after you.
And then I got my neck and then I got my head cut short, and just don't ever do that, people. Got my hair.
Don't
hair
do
is
that,
in my
people.
head.
Don't cut your head.
Don't cut your head. Don't go in with socks and sandals to the hair salon. We all know this. I'm blaming it on the hairdresser though. She should have told me. Just kidding.
Right. Never go.
Bless her. I'm never going back. Okay. My question is, have you guys ever had to spit food out of your mouth, like something's in it, or like there's like a bone or something or
Yesterday
whatever in a fancy joint? Seriously?
Oh no, that was a party of one, and I took a big mouth of cilantro. That was, it actually was like the full ball that I gagged like alone. It was really gross. I was glad that I was alone in that instance.
It's so funny that you say that because I also alone at the original Cactus Club the other day ate something and there was a bone in it. I had to fully spit it out.
Oh,
I know, like the OG Cactus in North Vann. I felt so like fancy, and I was sitting there chowing down, and then I was like, oh, that hurt on my tooth.
I love how you just referred to Cactus Club as a fancy. I don't. I love
like
it.
not just any cactus, the OG.
No, yeah, not just. But here's the thing: if Dave and I are like, "Hey, let's go for like a more nice dinner out," that would be the level that it would look. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like when I hear it out loud,
it sounds.
I'm like, that's not fancy, and then I'm like, but that is our level.
That is the fancy.
What we consider fancy.
Me too.
Yeah.
I totally am on board with that. It is fancy. It's not cheap.
No, but like
No.
I've been to fancy restaurants, which I actually don't really enjoy.
Same.
I find that like I enjoy it to an extent. Obviously, it's not a bad time, but it's not the time that it should be for the price that you're paying.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? But like the only time we go there is people that usually take us to the fancy restaurant sort of thing, right? We're not like, let's go to that. And if it is, it's usually because it's like super cozy, super intimate. And then you really are having an experience. And then it would be, but yeah, to me, I'm like, but I'm thinking like most people would be like, when I go to fancy, it's like $75 a plate, right? We're like, our fancy is like $25 a plate.
$25
can't even get you fast food anymore.
Oh, that's true.
It really can't. Oh my God. You're so right.
I keep seeing
Feels
posts
that
on
way.
Reddit of like 3 tacos at like a taco takeout thing, and it's like special $22.95. Like gone are the days.
That's sad. Remember do you guys remember? Okay. So I think it's so cute. Side note, digress. So we went to A&W the other day, and there was, several, retired folk, and they were all dressed up to go to A&W.
Love it. That's
You know?
cute as shit.
Because that's what A&W was back in the day. It was a fancy joint, I'm pretty sure.
That's the cutest thing. I feel like I want to properly dress up, and all of us go to A&W. Like,
I mean, they do serve those drinks in the frosty mugs. I don't drink root beer, but
I could do a root beer float. That's got ice cream with it.
Yeah, they
I can't
do.
even stand the taste of root beer.
Oh, really?
Really?
Oh yeah, no.
Oh, I love root beer.
That Dr. Pepper, Coke, like any. Nope.
Strawberry milkshake for you.
I don't like those
milkshake.
either.
Chocolate?
Milkshake
Yeah.
brings all the boys to the yard.
To the yard?
My milkshake brings all the
What about
boys to the
vanilla?
yard.
What about just a classic vanilla milkshake?
Yeah.
What
it
about
would
just
be
a clean water?
delicious, crisp, refreshing. An affogato,
Ooh,
An
ice cream?
affogato.
heaven.
coffee and ice cream, like espresso and ice cream.
Oh, see, yeah, I wouldn't be my jam.
Right?
You gotta make it right too, though. You can't just mess
Crisp is
around.
about as far as I can go with like mixing my desserts and adulthood.
Yeah. Okay. That's fair. That makes sense.
This is coming from someone that's like, what kind of coffee do you want? I'm like, one that has the hit, but doesn't taste at all like coffee. One that tastes like a toddler's drink, but hits me up where I need it. And also makes me the energy of a toddler. So there you are.
There you go.
I like how off-road this question went. I don't remember what the question was, but
I have no
That's
idea
what
what
it's
the question
all about.
was. I think it was
If
creaming
you
our
guys-
pants or something.
Yeah, it was about spitting up food in fancy restaurants.
Right. Oh God.
Creaming our pants.
Something, I don't know. Yes, I have, but it's been where it's more, I don't have a memory if I've done it at a fancy restaurant, but I have had to have it where it was not the appropriate thing to do. And I did not have a choice. And I remember, I don't know if it's at someone's house or a restaurant or what it was, but I remember having, and I was an adult, doing this very like, almost pretending I had to cough a little bit and into the napkin.
Oh yeah, I did that all the
Napkin and off
time
to
with
the
my mom's
side.
cooking. For sure.
With your what's cooking?
My mom's.
Mom's cooking.
I thought, like, you guys don't understand. I thought that chicken like required little sips of water to get down because it was so dry, to try and like rehydrate it to get it down my gullet. Yeah, no, spitting of food. I can't think of where I was, but have you ever had, because this has definitely happened to me, same thing where I'm like, I know it's inappropriate, but when your mouth is full of food and all of a sudden you have to sneeze and there's no stopping it. And so your only choice is to projectile this food and just hope that you have a napkin around.
For the best, right?
Yeah. Those are no bueno.
I've definitely tried to do the, and you like got to close your mouth and try and not spit it out. And then it goes up into your nose. Yeah, I've been there with like a broccoli, I'm pretty sure. I also did this one thing when I was really young. I had a bunch of ham because I freaking loved ham. And then I put my fingers in my mouth and made it wide because I was like, and then choked on the ham. And my mom's boyfriend at the time, Dave, had to like give me the Heimlich to get it out. And like, I was choking everywhere. That was the only time I've ever choked on meat or food. And man, that was scary.
Could you eat ham afterwards?
For sure. I love ham. Slap me with some ham any day. I'll roll it up, eat it.
Go ham on ham.
I go ham for ham, baby.
With the wheel, it's the best. Okay. If you could steal one thing that isn't money and there were no repercussions, what would it be?
Do we get to keep it?
Yeah. Do you get to keep it?
You do?
Yeah. In this world, absolutely.
I would steal my dream home.
Ah.
Oh, that's so
100%.
smart.
I would steal my dream home. Sorry, the squatter's got it for life.
I'm staying here, baby. That's such a smart one. How on earth do people steal a home? That would be so impressive.
You just never leave. You just go in and you never leave.
Gav talks about this all the time on his mail routes because he knows all the homes that are empty and there's a lot of them in that neighborhood. And he's like,
what?
Just move in.
That's so sad to hear.
Right?
I know.
That's
why he doesn't feel bad.
Too. Yeah, you're right. I'd steal a home too. That's such a good idea because it's the one thing that it's like so unattainable.
Do you want to steal a home beside me?
Yeah, I want to steal a home beside all three of you.
Well, I'm not stealing a home, motherfuckers.
Four.
What are you stealing?
What are you stealing?
I'm going to steal a whole condo building so I can rent all them units out.
Oh my goodness, that's genius.
But
Krissy's a moneymaker.
You're the owner of it now?
Well, it's stolen now and it's mine and there's no repercussions.
If you steal something, but then you're stealing work. Oh no.
Oh.
From whom?
But
you have a job.
Oh.
Not like you're stealing employment from like you're stealing from a billionaire. Like who the fuck cares?
Right? I was like,
not on an ethical
corporate overlord.
Yeah, not ethical. I'm talking about like you just gave yourself so much work.
Oh, owning now that I've stolen this whole building, surely with the rent market today, I can hire somebody to property manage.
Right. So you'd have to do work for like a first month
And then
Yeah,
I'll buy my house next to your stolen neighborhood homes.
I don't think you can
gosh.
afford it. We've stolen in cajillionaire,
$1 trillion
and you're
house.
only a billionaire, so I don't think so, Krissy. I'm so
Well
sorry.
played. Well played.
It's okay, Krissy. Next time you'll steal the right thing.
Yeah, next time I'll
Damn it.
yeah.
Like I'm
well,
living in like Michael Jackson's Disneyland right now.
I
And
feel like
she's
there's
over.
a lot of weird energy there. You might want to rethink that.
You're at like Lisa Vanderpump's house and we're having a hoot. We've got
I
don't even
an
know.
island.
you've
Oh,
you've taken an
Damn
island.
it. So much
Oh.
better. Now I hate my condo. All
I
right,
love that
fun.
question. Makes me dream. Like when you buy the lottery ticket and you're like, what if? And then it doesn't happen. It's a total letdown. But for that few days, you're like, I'm going to be a millionaire.
For those few days, you're just imagine. Lotto
say,
649.
I'm like, Richelle, like I said
That's
to you
that
before,
ad.
you got to start just getting those dreams and being like, not for a lottery ticket, and be like, moving on. What's the next right step? What's the next right step?
Oh, I watched a whole person go on a rant on Instagram yesterday. They're actually a former colleague of mine and was going on about how nothing's like happening for them and like they need to make money and blah, blah, blah. And they were like, I've been thinking for ages about doing this thing, which I won't say till I doubt that they listen to
Right.
this, but, and it's just not happened for me. And I've just not felt motivated. And I hovered over because I almost responded and just be like, motivation comes after action, and just kind of being like the only thing in your way by everything you've just shared is yourself and you can change that. But it was
Well, bit of your
everything was
too.
everyone else and all the reasons why. I had to bite my tongue. I was like,
What do you-
make your dreams.
What do you think the reason was for, like, what was the point of sharing? To
Yeah.
have, do you feel like it was just to get a bunch of comments being like, oh my God, love, you worked so hard, you deserve, like, was it to
Yes,
the bait of having
Right.
everyone validate all their excuses?
1,000%.
Or were they actually asking for help in some capacity?
No,
Oh, that's even, more disappointing.
it was
It
just one of
is.
those kind of live rants. And I get you're in the moment and it happens, but I wanted to write all
Do
the
we at
things.
this
And then in my
point,
head, I was
though?
like, they're not even ready to hear it. I can't
No.
spend the energy.
They're not ready to hear it because the time that they are ready to hear it, they'll be silent because they're making action.
That's
Yes.
just it. When they are ready, that video won't be on the radar.
You won't hear about it. Suddenly they'll just go off the radar
1000%.
because they're so stressed out about trying to do their dreams.
Yeah.
They won't
'Cause
be
if you did say
sleeping.
something, it'd be, you don't understand. Easy for
Yeah.
you to say.
Correct.
Easy for you to say.
Pow, pow.
Anywho, we wish you well. Wherever you are.
You just went off-roading with the Motovation Podcast, hosted by Laurie Joy Kingwell and myself, Krissy Vann.
And of course, a special thank you to Richelle from True Get Moto.
Whoop, boss it.
Never miss an episode by hitting like or subscribe. Connect with us on Instagram at Motovation Podcast and visit our website at themotivation.com. And in the meantime, full tanks, full throttle.
I think this is good though. It's like healthy, like people will be like, oh my God, I don't
What?
floss.
Plus, it's going to be so hard not to laugh to get through this intro.